A lot of businesses that I talk to are crushing it at delivering their services, but people don't know about them or what they do. And the reality is there's a ton of competition. So if you don't have a really good way to separate yourself from the competition, you just don't stand out. There's no reason to work with you. And I talked to a local plumbing business here, and I put together a custom strategy. And I just want to go over a few points in that because I think this is going to be super valuable for any business. It's just a 3-step strategy from things that I think they need to work on in their business to get to the next level and have like marketing a little bit more dialed in. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I put together this strategy, and the first thing here, I mean, there's a lot to it of like some of the observations is their current content lacks human connection. It feels very generic. It doesn't build trust or authority. It's hard to get emotional buy-in from your customers. Does anybody feel like that? Like you feel like your business, you're pouring into it, you're marketing it, but people don't buy into it. They don't care. They're price shopping. And this is like the most frustrating thing for me. Most businesses deal with price shoppers because they haven't separated themselves from everybody else. And if literally nothing else makes you different from that guy down the street or that big company doing the same thing and crushing you on advertising, then you can only compete on price, and this is not good. And so anyway, rant, but these are some of the observations I had. And so what it came down to is 78% of people research on social before they buy, whether it's looking at your brand, looking to see reviews, looking to see case studies, looking to see like results. They want to see that you're a real person, that you can actually do results or actually help them, right? Every customer that you have is in pain. Every customer you have is in pain. And your job is to solve that pain and fix that pain. And they don't come to you and say, hey, I'm in pain. They look for solutions to their pain. And so you want to show up and provide those solutions so that they trust you, okay? And right here, 78% of people research on social before they end up buying because they're in pain. They want to trust that you're the person to get them out of that pain. 55% of consumers use videos to guide their purchase decisions. How many of you want to buy something and you go to YouTube and you learn more about it before you spend money on it? Like I've done this with so many things. My business, my brand before this was BMX reviews. I would help them. There's multiple different sizes on a bike. How do you know which size is the right one for you? Why is this one 1100 and this one 300? Like they want to research that. And so you can explain it to them, you become trusted. And it's the same for any home service business. Their drains smell bad. Oh my gosh, they want a plumber to explain why the hell their drains smell bad. Like it's very simple stuff. And another thing here is 64% of people say shared values and personality are the main reason they choose one brand over another. And for my local businesses, my small to medium local businesses here, your competition is going to crush you on ad spend, on marketing, on discounts, on everything. You cannot compete with them on that. But what you can compete on is personality, okay? Your values and your personality is a reason people would want to work with you over the other guys. And you can share these values. You can share that personality over video. So that's why it's such an important thing. But let's get into the strategy that we put together. 1, establish a guide. 2, answer questions and lead the customers. And 3, follow a content strategy. Okay. A lot of people use their business as the guide. Nobody's going to trust your business like they're going to trust you. A lot of people sell what they do instead of answer questions and lead them. And a lot of people don't have a strategy. They're just shooting in the dark. They're just putting out, oh shoot, this is going to be a good picture. Boom. That's what they do. That's their marketing strategy. Like, could you imagine if your marketing strategy was just carrying out throughout your day and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to take a picture of this. Like, this is perfect. I'm gonna put this on Facebook. That's not a strategy. That's depressing. So you don't want to have that. You want to have all 3 of these things in place. So let me break down those 3 things for you. 1, establish a guide. Okay, when you establish a guide, you're doing 3 things really. You're giving them clarity on what's causing their issue. Your customers, like I said, they're in pain, they have an issue, they want somebody to solve it. You're giving them a clear path to solve the issue. Hey, you're here in pain. Here's how we get to this spot where your drains don't smell. And then 3, you're giving them someone that they can trust to guide them, okay? That's what the guide does. The guide isn't your salesperson. They're a guide. And if you think about it, If you just flip your perspective to all of my customers want to buy something to all of my customers need help, how can we help them? They end up buying something because that's what they want also. So you want to create everything in a way that you're guiding them along that journey and you're helping them throughout it because they're going to trust you and like you and they're going to pick you. So with those three things, you can position yourself as the empathetic expert who knows the solution, who knows the way out of this problem. Here's what I recommend. Show up where they're at by answering questions that they have. Show them the solution and how to get there because that builds trust with the business. And become the first person that comes to mind when they realize how much work actually goes into it. What do I mean by that? They're not searching for your business because they don't know you exist, but they're searching for the solution to the problem. And if you can create answers that answer the questions they're searching for, they're going to find your business. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like a wall. You have your business here, you have your customer here. They want what your business offers. They do. They absolutely do, but they don't know you exist. And they don't, like, you don't know what you don't know, so they can't even search for you. And the wall in the middle is the stuff that they're searching for. It's like kind of you meet in the middle. Like they're over here, they're like, hey, why does my drain smell bad? Hey, how do I unclog my toilet? Hey, well, how often should I snake my drains, right? Okay, so those are the things they're searching for. Your business says, hey, here's how often you should snake your drain. Hey, here's why your drains smell bad. And what you're doing is you're meeting in the middle because then they can say, oh my gosh, thank you, helpful guy. I want to work with you, or girl, whatever. But that's what happens. And that's why when you have a guide answering those questions, everything just gets so easy. All right. The second thing is answer questions and lead them. This is super simple, but this is like these examples that I put together. You're an expert at what you do. You have done it for a long time. You're a business owner. You talk to people on the phone. You answer questions. And it's hard to memorize a script. And this person I was talking to, she literally said this, is like, hey, you know, her dad is one of the sales guys and like runs the business. And like, if I try to film him, he's not very good with scripts. But if you did like a sit down podcast style, he would kill it. He could answer those questions easily. And it's kind of the same thing for you, for me, for any business owner. You are good at talking to your customers, but you're not good at talking to a camera or coming up with video ideas. But what if all you had to do was sit down and answer questions, or pull out your phone and answer questions? Like, oh my gosh, like call questions that I got from this call are going to become video ideas for me, because it's like, oh, what if I'm just answering questions? And you can break it down for yourself. Think about the things your customer asks you all the time. What are things they ask you, and what can you do to create videos on that? Ultimately, when you're doing that, it builds more trust, it makes them feel safe, and it makes them want to work with you. The big thing to separate yourself from the competition is to give people a reason to want to work with you, to get rid of the tire kickers. Like, if price wasn't an option, why else would I work with you? Like, it's the Pepsi and Coke example. Like, Pepsi, Coke, they cost the same, they're the same. Some people feel more closely to Coke because they think it tastes a little better. Some people feel more closer to Pepsi. And if you're like, this is where you want to be. What the fuck am I doing with my hands? This is where you want to be. People who buy Shasta aren't even looking at Coke or Pepsi. They don't care. Like, and you don't want to attract those people. Like, the people who will pay $2 for a small can of Coke aren't the same people who want to pay 65 cents, right, for the Shasta, or 50 cents or whatever it is. Like, ultimately it's the same thing, but that brand, the Coke being Coke, and like the feeling you get with it is why people would pay a little bit more for it, right? And so when you're building your business, you can't just compete on price alone. You need to have authority, you need to have trust, and you need to have a reason for people to work with you. All right, third thing is a content strategy. This is what I recommended for them. This is different for everybody, but essentially there's people on Facebook that need help. 3 ads per month is my recommendation. Just create the ads, film the ads, and let's see, I'll move that a little bit. Create the ads, film the ads. There's a certain ad structure that I have that we use to get a bunch of leads. But that only works well if you're doing consistent content too. So with the consistent content, you're going to pump out daily videos, answering frequently asked questions, false beliefs, sharing results, and showing tips and tricks. Very, very easy to do if you're doing it consistently, because 3 months from now, you get a lot better. Your results get a lot better. Your videos get a lot better. The way you speak on camera is a lot better. I filmed thousands of videos and I think I do okay on camera. I'm no wizard, but it took me like my first few, I was like this and I was changing my voice. So it sounded deeper and I had no idea what I was doing. So you want to ultimately, do better, do lots of content. So that's pretty much the strategy that I put together for them. And I just wanted to, like I said, break that down, share it with you, and you can implement that in your business. TDLR, film videos consistently, daily, that answer questions that your customers have. Post those videos daily. Don't overthink it. Just add value. People will buy. You don't need to promote your business. You don't need to hold them hostage and tell them your phone number. You need to give them value so they have a reason to want to work with you aside from price, because you will not win on price. And then create ads that get them to see you, see what you do, understand what you do, and understand the opportunity of working with your business or understand the solution that you provide. With those things, you can make a lot more money from Facebook by creating content. If you have any questions, you can probably do a discovery call or something like that in the description. So